is John Crump coming to you from a Walmart parking lot. Yes, I needed it to get a something, whatever. I needed to get something for my trip, so I made it out to Walmart. But I saw this information just dropped, and it is very critical to get it out to everyone. We've done several streams on the 320, and I made a couple references to the Ford Pinto thing where NBC stuffed the gas tank with a bunch of explosives to make it explode. And now we have a similar situation, but a little bit more tragic. Everyone is aware of what happened at F.E. Warren Air Base out in the Midwest. And the story was reported by the other airmen there that the gun was placed in a holster on a table and it went off in a UD. Basically, no one touched the trigger, the gun went off and hit the soldier in the chest, or airman in the chest. Now we are finding out more details. The original report did say that the gun went off unattended in a holster on the table. But to find out after the Air Force investigated the incident, what was not told was that the other airmen in the room lied. Basically, the gun was being messed around with and the trigger was pulled, striking the airman, killing him. Now, looking at what happened, it looks like this had nothing to do with SIG Sauer or the M18. In fact, the other airman is being charged with manslaughter. So this wasn't a incident with the M18. SIG is apparently, it appears to be cleared of all wrongdoing in this incident. There's a bunch of other statements on SIG, but this is the one that got the most attention, and it seems that this was an accident where the airman is being charged with manslaughter and has nothing to do with the actual SIG firearm, which is really, really interesting. And is why I caution people on the Ford Pinto story. Do I believe that the SIG has a problem? Yeah, there is a bunch of smoke there. So I still think that the SIG 320 might still have issues. But in this case, at least, it's nothing that it's nothing that SIG did in this case. So, yep, we'll have to see what happens. But apparently, the Air Force and talking to people behind the scenes, they have a lot of proof that it was the actual other airman's fault that the gun went off. This is definitely an interesting situation here, and it is why we cannot jump to conclusions. We can put out the facts and stating this is what the Air Force is saying. This is the initial report, and the pulling of the M18s were temporary, and the investigation is still ongoing. So everything was alleged. Now, does this change the fact that I won't carry a 320 right now? No, it doesn't, because there's still a lot of other incidents that I think need to be cleared up. Am I convinced that the SIG 320 issues are all vaporware? I'm not convinced of that either. Am I convinced that the 320 has issues? I am not convinced of that either. We will have to wait and see and get more information. But as of right now, the Air Force incident at least appears to clear SIG of all wrongdoing. and there is nothing to do with the design of the SIG that caused this tragedy. The other ones, maybe, but with this, yeah. And with that, we are out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to run into Walmart. I got to pick up a few things before I leave, and that is it. All right. See you guys later.